Hello GearFacts friends, once again we're looking at the Yamaha PSR-EW410, or it could be the PSR-E463 because they operate exactly the same way, and we're talking about multi-track recording.
Okay, so where to start? Well, there are three modes that you can record in. First of all, there's the Groove Creator. I'm not a big fan of recording in this mode because the Groove Creator section really is pretty much pre-made songs. You can remix them and add a bit of melody and that kind of thing, but essentially they're someone else's creation, so I don't think that's a good place to start recording. Just an opinion, of course. At the other end of the spectrum, you've got Song Mode. This is the opposite. It's a completely blank slate. There's not even a template in place. So that'll give you 6 tracks, just recording whatever you play on the keyboard. The third mode, this is my personal favourite and the one that we'll be using in this demonstration, is the Style Mode. To me this one makes a lot of sense because it lays down your drum track and a bit of accompaniment if you want it, and forms a general framework for your overall composition. You can record 10 user songs, so let's take it back to number 1, and we can prepare to record by pressing record. Notice that the light changes back to the song mode. The keyboard assumes that you want to start with a completely blank slate. But as I said, I want to lay down some drum tracks, so let's put it back into style mode. Just as a final check, make sure this lower light is on when you're recording your style track. That'll just inform you that you are indeed recording the correct thing. And on the transport buttons here, I'm going to press intro because that's the way I want my composition to begin. And as soon as I press the play button, we're recording. Nice big filter sweep to start it off. Not very original, I know, but for the purpose of this demonstration, it's good. Action at the end here sounds really good with the cymbals and hi-hats. Oh, but I think I stopped that a little bit early. Oh well, we're stuck with it now. Just have to wait a moment while the keyboard does the writing process, which is it just saving the MIDI data that we've just created into its internal memory. Note that after your rhythm track is recorded, it will switch to the first track, which will be recorded in that song mode. So again, the light switches from style to song. But don't worry about that for now. I want to play back this rhythm track and see how it turned out. You can speed through to the particular bits that you want to hear by using the forward and backward buttons in the transport section. You can hear all those filters have been recorded nicely. Yeah, but that ending is ungainly. I stopped it a bit too early. So we'll switch back to style mode and press record again to enter record mode, and we'll get a little warning that the recording that we just did is about to be overwritten. Yes, that's perfectly fine. As we redo this track, I will say that it can be a frustrating thing because editing is quite minimal on the PSR-E463. You pretty much have to record the entire track again. Okay, I've done the end bit a little bit differently that time, stopping the recording right on that nice cymbal hit rather than waiting for the little tom-tom roll at the end. That's perfectly fine, and the cymbal sound won't be cut off sharply like that. Every action from the style section will play through to completion, so that cymbal sound is going to fade right out. And I think it'll sound pretty good. Yep, that's a good result. I'm pretty happy with that. As I said before, the keyboard says, okay, I'm done with the style track, and it moves on to the first song track. At this point you can press voice and choose whatever you want. I'm looking for a bass sound. I'm going to use this one, deep sub, because it sounds really good with the filters. So that's going on track 1. Now this is important. Go way over to the left and change the knob assign button to affect your melody so that the knobs will work on the bass sound that I've just chosen for the first track. If you're not planning to use the dynamic control knobs, then obviously you don't have to worry about this, but it's a very good habit to get into. I'm going to take this moment to emphasize how important your pre-recording checks are in order to make sure everything goes smoothly as you record. I think a good way to do it is to think of it as reading left to right along the lowest row of buttons. First of all, we've got to check that those knobs are assigned to either the backing or the melody. We've just done that. In section 2, we've got to ensure that we're starting with an intro, or if you want to start with style A or style B, make sure it's set the right way. Moving along to number 3, check that you're selected to the right track. Don't be in style mode when you're intending to record a melody. And number 4, make sure that you're in the right mode. So don't be in song mode, for example, when you want to record your style, or be in groove creator mode when you want to record a melody. So we should be good to go. Notice that that LED light in the middle has moved up to the track line because we're recording our individual tracks now. We've finished with the backing track. And we're recording things that we're actually going to play on the keyboard. That's worked out pretty well. Even though the rhythm has stopped, the keyboard will keep recording because we're on a song track now, and for all the keyboard knows, I could keep on playing bass lines for another 15 minutes. But I am done, so press stop. Yep, that's all sounding good. Okay, here's another important thing to watch out for. When I press record to go on and do the next track, the keyboard won't actually switch to the next track. I have to do that manually. For that bass line, I use track 1 because that's just where the keyboard automatically goes. I'm going to select track 2 and lay down a track with a different instrument. So pressing voice again, I'm going to find my way to purple organ. I like this one. Start recording. No, this is all going wrong. Not playing well, so I'll need to re-record this track. You can delete a track by holding down the record button and simultaneously holding down the track number that you want to delete, but in this particular case I'm recording the same instrument on the same track, so all I've got to do is go back in and record, and it will replace it with what I'm about to do now. But it works. Let's play it back. Playback now, nothing I play on the keyboard is going to get recorded, so I can go ahead and improvise over what I've already created. that's all sounding quite good. We have the basic elements of a complete composition. Let's assume that you've recorded everything that you need. You might want to convert that to a digital audio track. You can do that by holding down the song button, which will put the keyboard in a special mode that basically means whatever sounds it makes are going to be recorded in wave format. A tiny little bit of rhythm, and you'll end up with an extremely clean wave file. That you can transfer to any other device. You can put it on your computer and maybe expand upon it in your DAW.
Okay everyone, I hope that made the multi-track recording process a little bit simpler for you. Hit me up with any questions in the comments section, and if you could like or subscribe to Gearfacts, that would be awesome as well. I'll see you on the next video.